And we are live. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Respect the Craft. This is episode number 358, and I'm joined by two very special guests here. We have the boss man himself, TCW's own Billy Fetzke, and we have another special guest here as we are joined by Angels. Good evening, gentlemen. How are you both doing tonight?
I'm well, Raymond. I'm doing well. I'm happy to be back here on Respect the Craft. I mean, I appreciate you having me, and I appreciate my friend Angels of Atlantic Coast Wrestling. He's the promoter of Atlantic Coast. And I appreciate him to be on here and to be able to talk with and to him, and once again, Raymond, what a great podcast, man. Number 358, brother. I'm gonna play it on pick 3.
Hey, we're getting up there. We're continuing. But it's always a pleasure to be able to do, again, episodes like this, especially for TCW. But Angel, welcome. Again, first time here. So,
Yes,
how
sir.
are you
Yes,
doing
sir.
today?
Ray, I appreciate the opportunity to come on here and chat with you. I'm still kind of iffy on Billy being on here, but it
Hey,
is what it is. You a man, I'm a man. So, I think we should talk, as gentlemen and have a civilized discussion because I'm coming up there this weekend. So I
yeah.
would say choose your words carefully, but I don't think that's going to matter right now. But by
Hey,
all
we're going to try to
means.
keep this very civil. Again, this is why I
Yes, sir.
invited
Yes, sir.
both of you on
Respect the
because,
craft.
hey, you both use that word. Again, I know there's been some issues that have been brewing. You both use that word respect. So we want to keep that here. We want to keep a respectful conversation. We have a lot to discuss. But Angel, because this is your first time on the podcast, I have to ask you the question I ask everyone that comes on. Before we get into everything Titan and Atlantic Coast related, I have to talk about you heard the name of the podcast. It's called
Yes,
Respect the
sir.
Craft. So for you, when you hear that term, the craft, what does that mean to you?
To me, the craft means respect where you come from, respect what's being taught to you, respect what you do in the ring and outside the ring, respect the storylines that's set in place and everything else. And most of all, respect yourself.
Got you. There you go. So now, gentlemen, again, you mentioned that. That's one of the things that we can discuss this weekend. It will be the HWI. We'll be talking about who you'll be facing in a little bit. But before we get there, there was an event that happened it's a little while ago. Titan went back to the Carolinas. We made it to North Carolina once again. And with Billy, you wanna tell us unfortunately what happened that night? Because just to remind the people watching at home.
We were excited to come down to North Carolina, right? We had Winter Worlds Collide. There was a worldwide collab with Titan Championship Wrestling, and the three brands were under that worldwide, and we're looking forward to it, right?
Yeah.
So a member, which I thought was, highly regarded here in Titan, if we all recall, Adam Ace decided, he was got to leave Deadly Sins, and we all saw that unfold, and Frankie Picard facilitated that, right?
Yeah, he
He
definitely didn't make it
decides,
hard for him to leave the Deadly Sins. So
yes, sir, yes, sir, and you can see the downfall with that. He moves to North Carolina, which opened the door for Titan to be able to use him down there. It opened up the door for him to, go and explore, down south of wrestling and these great guys such as Angel and all that. And this was cool. So before I even got an opportunity to reach out to Adam and say, hey, you know what, we're going to be down there, be a part of it, I get told, well, I'll be there, but I'm kind of busy that night. And ultimately, I found out Atlantic Coast brought him. Okay,
Uh,
all right, shocking. I was okay. All right, no problem. I found that to be wild, considering Titan was going to be there. But okay, all right. We had to move past that, right? And I let it be. Um, there were multiple things about that weekend leading up to that weekend that,
Right.
it was eye-opening, right, Angel? I mean, we
That's
can agree
right.
on that.
Yep.
Things were eye-opening, and
Yeah.
there was a lot of learning and twists and turns that we had to get through, and
Oh
this is
yeah.
okay. And we got through it. Then Saturday night, actually it was Friday, it started Friday. One of their guys was really intrigued and wanted to be a part of Titan and be a part of the Titan roster, and knowing that it's quite difficult. We don't have a whole lot of space, right?
That's right.
So
Yeah.
leading up to that Saturday night, a gentleman by Eric Gibson,
Okay.
who works for Atlantic Coast and the companies down there, um, really wanted that opportunity to be a part of Titan. So as I and Angel were in the ring, just like we did Friday, we wanted to
Yeah.
thank the crowd and for being there, being a part of it. It means more than anybody could know, right? Eric comes out with a little bit of being disgruntled, trying to appeal to Angel. Hey, Titan's doing this with a agenda,
Yeah.
which wasn't the fact. It really wasn't the fact that we all worked together. And Angel, great weekend. I mean, he took the bull by the horns, and both him and I for the whole weekend worked together up until this point. um, so Eric Gibson, yes, 100%. He's got a very big hand. He's a big guy. Grabbed
He's
me by the
big.
throat and put me to the corner. I was expected to get hit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a wrestler. However, Eric Gibson shocked everybody, and he struck Angels. In turn, caused a divide and an issue between me and Angels because, again, I could understand what Angels is upset about that because of the fact that it could look like I was a part of that, but
Yeah.
wasn't.
It really did.
Okay.
But I
That's right.
wasn't.
Yeah. I want to ask Angel from your side of things. You see this situation. Do you really think Billy would have, again, the idea to want to do this, to cause that rift, especially after the success of two-night event there and possibly ruining future plans that Titan could have with
Right.
Atlantic Coast and the area of North Carolina?
Well, I mean, going back to what he said about Adam Ace, he moved to North Carolina and to get away from what was going on in Titan. Of course, that I completely understand. I'm open to new things, movement, whatever you want to do. But it was told to me that things went really, really south. So that caused him to move to the south. And he seen an opportunity that I was running a show that day. And honestly, I didn't even know who the guy was until I looked on current flyers with him and Titan Championship Wrestling. I was like, man, he's the real deal. And we linked up and he told me bits and pieces about Billy. Now I kind of knew who he was at first. I kind of knew who he was, but as a promoter, I don't talk about other promotions. You know, that's just my thing. So I didn't believe some of the stuff that he was saying, but my job as a promoter is to give everybody an opportunity. Just to try something new.
Okay.
So we get on to the two worlds collide, and everything was smooth sailing. Friday night was a blast, man. I mean, from top to bottom, the crowd was hot. Saturday was a blast from top to bottom. Crowd was hot. Then then it hit me because as Eric came out, he had this look in his eyes like, "What am I doing? What am I doing?" And so I basically told him, I said, man, it's just two people, two promotions or three promotions, however you want to say it. We're working together. We're
Yeah.
trying to build something bigger to create more opportunity. And next thing I know, he grabbed Billy by the throat and I tried to stop it, but he struck me. And the question was asked, do I think Billy has something to do with it? My answer is yes, because
Oh man.
I know how you can get inside people's head, Billy. I know some of your ways because it was told to me before. And so
Well,
I
from a
said, well, I
guy that's
just got to keep
disgruntled
my guard up.
because the whole thing that happened with Deadly Sins, there's no guard. Listen, I'm not a wrestler. You are. Okay, a very talented one. Absolutely. With a wrestler, just like me as a promoter, if I have an opportunity with a door opening, I'm going to take it, right? For Titan
Right?
Championship
That's
Wrestling,
right.
if there's an opportunity, I'm going to take it. You're a wrestler, dude, right? So you put the boots on. If there's an opportunity for you, and if you had to make your own opportunity, I can only imagine, right, that you would do
Right.
that yourself. So, from what I gather, especially from Eric, is that he wanted the opportunity and he needed to grasp it. He needed to go for it and get it, right? So, I'm sure you could understand um, what that would be like, and in that moment of opportunity. For example, you're coming up for next weekend for
That's right.
HWI for that opportunity, right? So
That's
obviously, you
right.
get through the heavyweight tournament, you will face PJ Savage on April 12th in Tom's River in a steel cage match,
That's
right?
a great
Again,
opportunity.
that's it, right. It's all opportunity. And that is what Eric Gibson did. Now, if you recall Saturday night,
Hmm.
when all that went down, who came out? Titan heavyweight champion PJ Savage came out and told him, you wanted to be a Titan, you need to go one on one with me. And Eric did not succeed. PJ Savage ultimately pinned him 1, 2, 3.
Right.
Now, again, Eric, just like yourself, will be there at HWI. Now, I know there's heat between you and him, and I get it.
Big heat.
But yes, again, it's all about opportunity. Just like you're a wrestler, Angel, and you're extremely talented, bro. I watched you that whole weekend. I was in awe. I really was. I these guys up here, I don't know. They're going to be very shocked of what they see with you, right? However, just like you're taking that opportunity, so did Eric. But I, by no stretch of the imagination, was behind that. I wouldn't do that. I value our friendship, and I value the work that we've done since 2023 at the Andre Show in
That's right.
Hillary, right for
That's right.
Reiki Museum, and such a close relationship that we have. We're going back. Dad's Day, Devastation and Destruction, June 14th. We're going back to LMB, North Carolina. There you go, right? We're
Yep.
going
That's
back
it.
for the Reiki Museum. Why would I want to cause any stir?
Well, Billy, part of me wants to trust you, but part of me wants to say no. Part of me wants to come to New Jersey and break your hand when you try to extend it one more time. But part of me is saying no. You see, I want to believe you, and as much as I do, I'm battling. Matter of fact, I was struggling with this whole thing all last week, the last 2 weeks since the show happened, and I just can't get to that place yet. So I feel like I can be in a better place when I come to New Jersey and get to you face to face to really look into your eyes and know that you're very sincere about this whole thing that you claim you had nothing to do with.
I'm without a doubt sincere. Okay.
Okay.
Now, March 15th is next weekend. Okay. We all know um, I'm going to do my best to be there. Okay. Sometimes, I mean, obviously, we see I'm in my queen, I'm in my
I
truck,
completely
I'm on the
I
road.
completely understand.
Right. Things happen to where if I can't make it, I can't make it. It happens. Especially, I was stemming from the North Carolina show. I wound up catching a very bad flu. My little one had the flu. So I'm still fatigued, but I've got to catch up on things and I've got to work. So if I can't make it, I can't make it. But it doesn't mean anything in regards to me and you. Now, I understand you're talking about sincerity,
Right.
and I'm with you. And I'm sitting here trying to figure out a way that I could prove it to you, even without me being there. Again, it's not. Raymond's known me a long time. Okay,
Okay.
Raymond's had business dealings with me. He's done several podcasts. He's stepped in when I needed him to. He's part of my commentary team. He's right. When it comes with sincerity, it doesn't necessarily mean face to face because I message and I talk and I,
Yeah.
on a phone
Yeah,
call.
you do.
You won't answer. You won't answer my phone calls. So I tell you what. Out of friendship and out of sincerity,
Okay.
and I truly apologize for what happened with Eric. Again, I wasn't behind it, but we are coming down there June 14th to Ellerby and Dad's Day. I extend my hand. The Titan Championship Wrestling, Devastation and Destruction, Dad's Day, great Saturday night for the Rankin Museum, featuring Atlantic Coast Wrestling. Your logo, featuring the guys and you yourself at Dad's Day in North Carolina.
See, that sounds like a nice olive branch right there. I think we can
You,
all.
I'm all about opportunity. And at this point, Ellerby is my hometown. That's where I grew up. That's where I went to school. So I'm going to say this, Billy. To me, this is an opportunity, not a chance at friendship. I want to be clear with that.
I get
So,
it.
so I'm going to take the offer for the opportunity, not the friendship. All right.
Cool. I get it. I get it. Yeah, listen,
And
no
then
problem.
from there, we can work up and see what happens. Because I don't trust you, but I respect what you are doing. And to get respect, you got to earn it. Respect is never given. You earn it. So that's what I'm going to do for you. For the opportunity, not friendship. I just want to be clear.
No, listen. I can understand that. I respect that as well. Just know that I had no part of that. So me extending the olive branch. I mean, I'm not. There's no greeting to that. There's no, there's no agenda or anything else like that.
I got you.
We'll be featuring Atlantic Coast, and I'll get. If you could so kindly answer the phone when I call, but if worst case scenario, I'll message you, right? And you could give me the list of guys that, hey, listen, that ACW will be there. It just, and that's cool. But I need you to understand that whole thing with Eric Gibson had nothing to do with me.
Yeah, because Eric is going to get what's coming to him. I'm going to handle Eric. But now it's set in stone. June 14th, Dad's Day. Devastation. TCW, Devastation and Destruction. This will feature Atlantic Coast Wrestling.
Absolutely. Charlie, I know Charlie's listening, and he definitely is listening. You could update the graphic, the one with the ACW logos. We already had it made. So for you, because I knew, you know what I'm saying, this was going to be a great deal for all of us, and I preempted that, and so Charlie will put that up. You'll see the Atlantic Coast logo, and again, out of friendship and out of respect, and I definitely want to go through with that. But
There you go.
We're going to try it again. We're going to see what happens.
Yeah, and everyone coming together here. Yeah, it's gonna be a great
absolutely
event, just like the last few weeks. But then we got usually when I do Titan podcast, they say I like to stir the pot. But we have someone in the comments that is the reason now we're here. Adam Ace is in the chat, and then he can't even spell your name right, Angel. Like you're
Angela.
trusting this guy? I'm just saying. Then he
Sometimes you got to excuse Adam Ace.
like
You
he corrected
know,
himself after the
he
fact.
got it right this time, but he will be there as well.
I'm just saying, like, if this is why we're having these discrepancies and everything like that. I don't
Yeah,
know
but
if
you
you can
see
trust
that? You
a
see
guy
how
that
like
can't even spell your
he's
whole
trying to
name.
cause problems, and this is what Angel falls for. Like this is what I don't know.
Well, I mean, since Adam Ace came down to ACW, to be honest, he's been one of the top tier talents that I
He
have,
is, no doubt,
hands
absolutely.
down. Uh, I proclaim him a future heavyweight champion in my company, and he will soon become Mr. Atlantic Coast Wrestling. I mean, he puts in the work. He works hard. Billy, you know that for a fact. With him being in TCW, so
Absolutely, bro, all day.
he's bringing the same thing to ACW. But man, it's a whole lot more. I've never seen anything like this dude, man. He's I promise you, he's top tier talent in
Oh,
Atlantic
absolutely.
Coast.
But that's not the only one within Atlantic Coast. To be honest with you, I mean, you had D'Angelo, who's
Oh yeah,
phenomenal.
D'Angelo, yeah,
Yeah,
top
sick,
tier.
right? You got yourself. You got Sammy Love. You
And
have
love, man.
Love Man. So ACW has got a building roster of super talented guys that are coming in, and I can only imagine it's going to evolve another
Oh yeah,
level
that's
after
the
another
plan.
level after another level. You could tell, and I'm excited for what ACW holds in that future.
Same.
So
It's gonna be a bright one there, especially with this bond. If it can get again fully fixed, we'd love to see it. And then who knows what the future can hold with
If
a.
this bond can get fully fixed, as if,
It's we're at those we're baby steps again. The
yep,
beginning of this week
baby
because
steps.
Angel, I have to ask you this again, especially I can understand where your mind's at, but would Billy even offer an opportunity like this weekend? Knowing that you have this thought process in your head right now, would he want you to come to what Titan claims our home turf here to come this Saturday to be a part of the HWI? Again, a tournament that if you're able to win the whole thing, you'll be a part of our monumental another level domination event to face current TCW heavyweight champion PJ Savage in a steel cage. Could this opportunity even come if there are any true animosity between Billy and yourself?
Because I am a pro wrestler, yes. Yes, because
Okay.
I'm all about opportunity. I'm all about it. And when I win the tournament, then I will face PJ Savage, April 12th. And then Billy, you probably won't like it, but I will be the new Titan Championship Wrestling heavyweight champion. Soon.
okay,
Soon.
and that's your boots talking. That's the boots talking. That's the wrestler within inside you talking. Now, if you just take off the boots for a second and put the suit on, put the suit and tie, be the promoter, you'll look at it in a different way. Okay. And if you looked at it like Raymond just said, and Raymond's 100%, why? If I had an agenda, would I have you come up to do what? To hurt you? Meanwhile, after I just announced featuring ACW in June, why would I blow that? Like that's
Well,
right. So this is it.
again,
This is what, not the boots, because the boots in a wrestler, yeah, you're gonna feel that way. But in a suit in the business aspect, why would I do that? Right. So sometimes you gotta think on both sides of the coin.
yeah, and I was just about to touch on that. And on the promoter side, I trust you to a extent. Uh, I do not believe that you are trying to hurt me intentionally. And I somewhat now believe that you had nothing to do with what happened at Two Worlds Collide. But again, it's part of me believes it, part of me doesn't. Uh, as the opportunity to come up there that you set up yourself, I really appreciate that, and I hope to come up more often. I don't believe that you're going to have your guys to jump me from behind or anything like that because they're all good guys. Man, because when I was around them, honestly, I felt like they were my family. So just it's just that little trust that's gaining back, and so I think right now we can be in a somewhat good place for me to say I do believe it. Uh,
Hey, look,
and I
Sammy
would,
Love is on against Eric Gibson in the first round. So there's retribution there. Your
yep,
partner,
yep,
your tag team partner, your confidant is against Eric Gibson
yep.
in that first
And
round. So there's
and again,
retribution.
he's going to get what he deserves. And again, I believe you for this weekend. I trust you for this weekend. I
Again,
would say that.
it's a nice foundation. At least there's somewhat trust there. There's a respect there. But again, we gotta build on that because I
Yeah,
feel like
yeah, yeah. It's a
I
whole lot
still
of
hear
building.
hesitation. I still hear hesitation in your voice. And again, I know I've been told that I'm a little biased here on the podcast, but I try to remain as unbiased as possible. And this is not because Billy's the boss man here. I can tell you when he says something, he truly does mean it. But again, I can understand where you're coming from because if I were in your shoes, it does look a little sketchy, the situation. But again,
Well, right. It's like this. After I got punched in the head,
yeah.
I was out cold for, I want to say at least a good 3 minutes. Then I had to do a tag team match with my partner Sam, and I took another beating for about 10 minutes. And then after the match, uh, I'm going up the ramp, but I stop and I stare at Billy because I was just in disbelief. And he gets up and comes around the table and extends his hand for a handshake. How does that look?
Well, see that's where I have to question why. If he wanted you to be taken out, why would he even want to shake your hand at that point? Again, he could have just had one of the Titans, as we had many there.
Yeah,
Uh,
he could have.
we could have had again. We have Face, that is a true killer right there. It could have been like that.
I guess
Versus,
that's me being in my angel mode.
yeah,
It when you're upset and mad, you can't function, you can't process things
no,
right
understand.
offhand. So when he extended his hand, I honestly wanted to break it, but I did not. I just looked at him and nodded and walked away. And I thought to myself, well, we'll handle this later on down the road.
Okay. No, again, understood. Better mindsets at that point. Now we are here. I'm glad we can have this conversation. You
Yeah,
both
it's a
agree
building process. It's
here.
we're building. We're
Yeah.
building.
Again, it starts this weekend. We have the HWI. Let's get to a little bit of the comments here because we got Titans and a multitude of people commenting here. Oh God, not this guy again. We might have to talk, Angel, because I know you have some angel ways. I'm dealing with apparently a witch for some reason. It's hard being a promoter now. It's hard being a promoter.
Yes, it
Um,
is.
we got our lovely Nettie from Nettie's Photography in the chat saying not when but if. Ooh, so you got to vote there, Angel. See, one of our own Titans is seeing who
Mm,
might be able to make this happen. PJ versus Angel would be epic right there. But then we got the man you'll be facing in the first round, Frankie Picard saying he has to get through me first. We got we got Henry saying PJ's unbeatable. Savage Air is running wild. There you go. I do believe Angels who come get. Oh, there we go. Frankie's throwing those shots in. He's throwing those shots. We'll take your frustration out at HWI. So,
okay.
Hey,
your thoughts
Angel,
for Frankie? Because he's throwing those words at you.
Yeah, and yeah, and I will accept the words because I got anger built up inside of me too. So hey, we're gonna see what happens.
There you go. There you go.
I mean, I'm no fan, obviously, of Frankie Picard. I've never been. Him and I have never seen eye to eye since Frankie's very first show in June of 2020. So, I mean, there's a lot of clash between me and Frankie. However, I'd study real hard Angel, and I would recommend knowing what you're getting in that ring with. You saw the damage he did Friday night to Grizz.
Yeah,
So you're in there with the world's best striker. And he doesn't have a name for no reason. I mean, Frankie could go. So you have one of the best in that ring at HWI. So it's I'm looking forward to that. You know, as a fan, shit, as a fan, I'm looking
yeah,
forward
it's
to that,
gonna be
right?
awesome.
So yeah, I mean, take heed to what he's trying to tell you. But again, as you advance, um, you could definitely be a strong pick. You know, you go on again. It's all about opportunity. So,
It's
and just like you
opportunity.
have opportunity, just as Frankie does.
Again,
So
it's a stacked field this weekend. It's a stacked field on Saturday. You have many that will be coming up from North Carolina as well, but you also have some strong Titans there. You have Joey Conway in there. You have Frankie. You have Jeff Noyes who'll be making his way in there. You got Ken Powers, but also making his official Titan debut from MLW. You got Donovan Dijak, who's been tearing it up currently in MLW and all around. But you also have NWA's own Wrecking Ball Legursky. So, Angel, I can only imagine you're watching the whole just bracket right now thinking, hey, if you get through Frankie, what can come next? Who can make it in there?
It's
Patrick
not no
Saint's in
if,
there.
it's when.
Again,
Okay.
I have to say if because again, I have to be unbiased here as a broadcast. I will be calling the tournament. So I will be at the commentary desk commentating with Harry Turjanian if he decides to show up to work because he's now so busy with Michael Fain. So I don't know if he'll be there. But we will be calling the action on Saturday to be able to see who will be walking away our 2025 HWI winner. But again, that all leads to uh another level on April 12th. But all this, again, we're on that road now to our return to North Carolina, as announced earlier by the boss man himself, will now be
Devastation
featuring
and destruction.
you got Dad's Day right there that now be featuring ACW. You love to see again that collaboration, especially as it was announced earlier this week. Huge announcement as our back catalog will now be starting to make their way to IWTV. And what an announcement that was. Again, follow that
Big
journey.
announcement.
Learn about TCW. Get ready for the upcoming events because this year, whew, this revenge tour is something. This
Yeah,
revenge tour is
really.
something, and we're again, it's all gas, no brakes on this one, as you guys haven't heard half of what TCW will be bringing. And there we go. We got our TCW champion saying, "Heard I was summoned. Put it like this, Angel. You make it through the HWI. I'll be waiting in the cage to knee your teeth out your mouth, and I'll send them back down via FedEx." Oh, there we go.
I look forward to it, PJ. I look forward to it. That's right. Talk good and strong like the proud champion you are until you face me.
There you go. Again, strong words from our champion. Like I said, that's now it's a friendly competition. Now
Yeah,
it's
yeah, and
you
and
guys
and that's all it is.
so we love to see it there. But again, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, make sure you get your tickets now for Titan Championship Wrestling for the HWI this weekend. It's going to be a stacked event. Like we said, it's that nice foundation. I'm glad we were able to have
Yeah.
this conversation here, gentlemen. I hope at least we moved up a little bit of from where we were our last Carolina trip here. I hope you guys can at least
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. Look, even at the HWI, you're gonna have the debut of Patrick Saint,
there you go.
right? You've got Angel coming up, Sammy Love, Joe Locklear, the Outlaw. Eric Gibson's coming up.
We got the Grizz coming.
The Grizz coming up, and let me tell you, Grizz made a huge impact Saturday night by winning the Battle Royal,
There you go.
right? So I mean, there's so much talent, and I know like a lot of the Titan Nation and the fans, they don't know who some of this talent is. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. You know what I'm saying? because this is the opportunity you get to see the guys that we have worked with in North Carolina that we're going to continue to work with, right? Especially with Atlantic Coast.
There you
So
go. We'd love to see it again. This will be a learning opportunity for everyone. You get to be there. And again, if you guys haven't already, make sure you are following Titan Championship Wrestling on Instagram right there, Titan Championship Wrestling. Follow Titan on X at Titan Champions 1. Like we said, now we're going on that journey on IWTV as well, and more announcements to come as, again, big things are going on. But gentlemen, thank you so much both for joining me here, and to everyone watching, as always, don't forget to be wise, be genuine, be real, be better people, respect the craft. I will see you guys on the next one. Peace,
Yes,
everybody.
sir.
peace.